All right, thank you for staying with us. So the Edo Governorship election comes up in 2024, but there are subtle moves for the top political position. Different names have been thrown up as those who are gearing up to contest the governorship race, who will take over from the two-time incumbent governor, Godwin Obaseki. The agitation is now for a power shift to the central part of the state in 2024, which is predicated on the fact that they have not had their fair share of power since the return of democracy in 1999. They want the political parties to allow a wind of change to blow in the state as replicated at the national level. Well, joining us from our Abuja studio is an Edo South APC chieftain and a former House of Assembly member, Honorable Paul Ohombamu. Honorable, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
That has gone off again.
Honorable, can you hear me? Right. I believe that the Honorable will join us as soon as the issues have been resolved. Honorable, can you hear me? Okay. While we wait for that matter to be resolved, Ibrahim, the stakes are getting high with regards to the 2024 governorship election in Edo State. Some reports say about 30 persons are aspiring for that seat, and a major chunk of those persons are from the opposition Labour Party, and then we also have the APC and the PDP as well, throwing up their candidates. But the matter of rotation is a major concern. Like we mentioned earlier, that Edo Central hasn't gotten its fair share of ascending to that seat of being a governor. It has rotated between, I think, the north and the south. So right now, the Central is hoping that the wind will blow, like we mentioned, in their direction this time around, but the stakes are high.
Yes, people are already preparing themselves, for that position, and they will be, going to primaries. And one of them is also a lawyer who was the chairman of the NBA at the point in time. Exactly, and all of these, political intrigues and the fact that the incumbent governor and deputy, are just maybe resolved the
issues,
their own internal wranglings and all of that. So,
yes, we hear Honorable Paul Ohombamu is back online. Honorable Ohombamu, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. Thank you for joining us. But let's begin this way before we look at the zoning and the intention and hopes of Edo Central, believing that perhaps the wind will blow in their direction. We see that just over the weekend or so, that some persons who were suspended in Edo APC, the ban on them had been lifted. And we're wondering what happened or what led to the lifting of this suspension on these members who were banned initially for not working in the interest of the party.
Thank you very much. They lifted the ban and everyone returned to his local government. Our national leader, the supreme leader of the party in the state, Adams Oshomole, and the other leaders who derive validity from his leadership, we all gathered and came to the conclusion that there is no need for there to be this rancor. What has happened, and the people are also suffered. There's a need now for everyone to be incorporated for purpose of the election coming, so that we work together. With division, it will be cumbersome facing the election. That's one of the reasons that led to it. And many of them have shown remorse, sufficient remorse, outrightly, that what happened, they explained it. And as human beings and the political party that needs to be up and doing, to cooperate in this exercise, because the election coming, obviously, is not going to be easy. We are opposition. You have a PDP as a ruling party in Edo State. There's a need for all hands to be on deck so that no expense will be spared to ensure that we retrieve power, we get power back to APC. That's predominantly the reason. And you know, Adams Oshomole is a political consequentialist. He believes in outcomes and results. Anything failure he does not want. Outcomes and results. And this is one of the reasons. The only person you compare with him in history will be Niccolo Machiavelli, although the model is different. That one believes that the end justifies the means, but Oshomole says the means must be as credible as the end. The means must be as credible as the end, and it must be just. So that is why he said we should start working together, and everyone must work for the success of APC.
Well, talking about lifting of the ban, did you feel that that impacted on the outcome of the local government council elections that were conducted in 18 local government that made up the Edo State, where the incumbent party, PDP, won all the seats, even though you in the opposition as well as other parties in the opposition, criticized the outcome of the election. Do you feel the impact of banning the members of your party have contributed to the loss at this local council election and the impact it might have on the coming election in 2024?
Yes, thank you very much. They are different scenarios. Local government election is different from the national election. We need them now. That of local government election, it has always been the same pattern. The government in power, the party in power will write. It's just democracy carried out through other means. So even Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, did not offend reputation in what he did. It's the same pattern. Even all other states, that's what they have been doing. But the national election that will be conducted by INEC, that one, obviously, there's more sanity, and the winner is a game of thrones. And politics is a zero-sum game. When one power goes to one person, the other one loses it true and true. So national election is different from local government election. Presided over by SCEC that is appointed by the governor. And it's the instruction of the governor they carry out. They say the joke of our benefactor is always funny. So that's it.
All right, Honorable Obaseki, we need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation with you. To stay with us. All right, thank you for staying with us. Before we went to the break, we were looking at Edo 2024, and we have our guest in our Abuja studio, an Edo South APC chieftain and a former House of Assembly member, Honorable Paul Obaseki, speaking with us about developments coming out of Edo State with regards to the APC. And now let's look at some of the issues that would shape this governorship election come 2024. And one critical one is the aspect of the zoning. There are those who are saying that is one huge hurdle for any party that is coming in to take over power as it is, and that the power has shifted between north and the south. The central, Edo Central, is hoping that this time around that people will look in their direction. So talk to us how much of a hurdle, a tough task this is as the APC is looking to put together its house towards the 2024 election.
Thank you very much. Edo State is sitting on a tripod. That's the three senatorial districts: Edo North, Edo South, and Edo Central. Edo North and Edo South have had their historical possibilities. Edo South has done 2 terms of 8 years. The next year will be the other 8 years, making 16 on the roll. And Edo North, through Adams Oshomole, did 8 years, 2 terms, 4 years. This is the time, naturally, that Edo Central should be given the opportunity. Edo State is one. We are from the same ancestry. even when it was Bende State, and Edo Central was just 2 local governments, Okpevo and Agbazilo, then it was still possible for other ethnic groups, Urobos, Ishekiris, and Yoma, to allow present-day Edo Central to produce governor in person of late Professor Ambrose Ali. Nothing has changed. We are telling our people, I'm from Edo South, I'm a Bini person, and you know, tribal thinking is innocent until it becomes tribalism. In this state, at the stage we have now, if I say I want to follow the Bini agenda, then it becomes tribalism. I'm saying it is the time for Edo Central, and deservedly so too, because they have competent people. They have competent hands. That is not to say those who are out yearning for it in Edo South are not competent. They are very great men who have come out. Ize Iyamu, the former governorship candidate, is synonymous with politics in Edo State. My very good friend from my own federal constituency, Ije Agbonayima. You have Denko, Dennis Daosa, a member of the House of Representatives. That is a star in the ascendant. You have them. We have the strength. We have the number. Yes, that is why those are boast of, that they are majority. I don't want us to carry out, do anything that will seem like tyranny of the majority, because you also have tyranny of the minority. Even when we have this strength, we must let it embrace, or embrace it, link it with meekness. Shakespeare, in his book, Measure for Measure, said, and I quote, "It is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant." That's why I'm pleading with our Edo South people to help, join, not to frustrate or undermine or disappoint the calculus, so that governorship can go to Edo Central, so that Edo Central person can be given the scepter to control Edo State come 2024. That is the right thing to do.
Is the party, the APC, looking in this direction?
You say what?
Is the party, APC, looking in this direction?
That is, yes. Obviously, they will look in this direction, because APC did it at the national level in the presidential election when they said power must move from north to the south, and it happened in that way. I am calling on our leaders, the party, because what I'm saying here is my personal opinion, and is just personal to me. I cannot impose it on the party. I am pleading with the party that they should look and do the right thing by giving opportunity to Edo Central to produce the next governor of Edo State. It is the right thing to do. This road I am taking may be a very difficult road, but surely I will assure them that it is the only road. No other road, because when you drive people to desperate solutions, they begin to ask questions. It amounts to marginalization of the people of Edo Central. If after 24 years of a republic, you say they are not still eligible or they cannot govern a state when they are part of the state, and no one, we are all equal, Edo South, Edo Central, Edo North. This is why Edo Central has one senator, just like Edo South and Edo North. And we come from the same ancestry, unlike when it was Bende. So we must, keep the ties of friendship and honor the cause of relationship, so that there wouldn't be any social disequilibrium. You know that social disequilibrium is at the very heart of Nigeria's economy. This is what we are saying, that what Aristotle calls civic friendship, we must develop it so that it can guarantee free citizenship. Let's open the gate for other people. The cure for the ease of democracy is more democracy. I plead with my party, led by Adams Oshomole, the man I describe as a political consequentialist, right, that he should do the right thing. And I know he will do the right thing, because it is the right thing. It is not favor. They are qualified. In the Second Republic, we had a governor from that region. Even in the Third Republic, when it was just NROC and SDP, the two national chairmen came from that region. That is
Honorable.
Chief Tommy Kimi for NROC and Chief Tony Aneni, the late Chief Tony Aneni, who during his lifetime I described as a spirit sitting on the human chair. That one was also there. Even the fight for this democracy, Edo Central man was also involved in NADECO, that is National Democratic Coalition. the head of NADECO was Chief Tony Aneni. Chief Tony Enaoro. Other people assisted Abraham Adesanya as well as Alfred Rewane. So I don't see what has gone wrong, why this new epiphany, why they are not qualified, or if it's hatred.
If you can hear me, your point is actually made in that regard, if you can hear me. Talking about zoning and all of that, but in all of this, there are usually the Abuja list and the list from the state party office. Sometimes, trying to harmonize the two lists could, tear the party apart, and this usually results into, pre-election court cases. I want to believe you understand this phenomenon. But the question there is, what strategy is a party planning to ensure that they present a united front in presenting a candidate that will be formidable in, delivering victory for your party?
Yes, the party will come up with that. Of course, it's not out yet, but we know in democracy, in the constitutional democracy, election of this type, there are three key junctures. You have the invisible primaries, where the leaders of the party organization men, the party leadership, those people will gather in a room to decide certain things. In America, they call it the smoke-filled room. Then you have the primaries proper before the general election. Why I'm pleading with my party, whether it's through direct primary, indirect primary, to do the needful, is because at the stage, once we miss those two stages and now go to the general election, you are now at the mercy of voters, and voters do make mistakes. So at the level of primaries, the party must play the role of gatekeepers and do the filtration function, which the political scientists, James Caesar, advise political parties to do. Do the filtration function by not allowing men who are dangerously unfit for office to go to the center of power. Put them at the periphery of power. Do not allow people who are just politicians and not Democrats to go to the center of power. You don't allow people who were dictators yesterday, but suddenly they are overnight but dubious born-again Democrats. You don't allow people who exhibit anti-competitive behavior. You don't allow. You don't allow people who have dubious allegiance to democratic norms to go near the center of power. You don't allow it. Because when you do that, democracy is impaired. And at that state, we are in problem. That is the truth of the matter. So the political party, my party, the APC, has a role to play in this, whichever form of primaries we bring out, that, to ensure that the right thing is done. And even as you are doing the right thing, that a candidate that will nurture democracy and take the state to the next level must be brought, put forward. You don't just allow this process to throw up anybody, because anybody can be nobody, can be dangerously unfit for office. In 2024, as we advance, Edo State should go to another level. And the Edo Central has people, they are presented for this, for the election, primary election. I'm telling my party to look at them. Our state chairman, Colonel Muse, who retired as a medical doctor, a very competent one at that, is also there. So I plead with my party to ensure. Then you have a Professor Osumbo, a former governor, another Professor Sylvester Odion-Ahane from LASU. They are all there. Then you have a sitting senator. Of course, a banker is there, Emmanuel Kwebo, regional manager.
Very quickly, because of our time, it shows that your party is still trying to understand how they will go about it, because by electoral law, it's the national headquarters of the party that should conduct the primary, the party primaries, and more often than not, it's usually the decision that stands. But even if the state executives have a different opinion, but it's the state executives who work with the candidates to campaign for the election. So if you win party tickets but you fail to secure the backing of your state executive, you could suffer electoral defeats or calamitous backstabbing. How are you ensuring that the issue that happened that predates the previous elections are really resolved, so that you won't have this scenario play out come 2024?
Yes, that one is going on. Consultation here and there, healing wounds. It's part of the step the leadership took that made them to lift the ban on those suspended, that they have returned to the party. I think APC is whole, is a strong, united, and sure-footed party now. We will win the general election. There is no dissenting voice. We are together. We love one another now. There is no bickering, no hatred. And this is why we are now singing from the same hymn book. So come 2024, we'll win. That one is not an issue. It's just doing the right thing. Because when people feel that they are neglected and taken as enemy, by not even allowing them to do what deservedly belongs to them or is their turn to do, it's also a risk. And it will go a long way in affecting the general election itself. If you even consider Edo Central enemy, we must realize too that the enemy is an asset. An enemy today can become your closest and even a dependable ally tomorrow. This is why Shakespeare said, "My only love sprung from my only hate." So what we are saying in essence is that the people of Edo Central should not now see Edo South or Edo North as being greedy, because greed is very injurious to a polity, to a kingdom. We saw it in Sparta, in Greece, when they exhibited excessive greed, so much so that the oracle of Apollo at Delphi warned the Spartans that the only enemy that can conquer them is greed. So this is why we are saying this equilibrium must be removed from our polity, and we must carry out that thing Aristotle calls civic friendship, so that together we will all benefit from governance in Edo State and participate fully. You can see the governor of Edo State is in PDP. He's also in that, taking that route already, saying that power should go to Central. And I think that is the right thing to do. In Labour, they are planning that too. In Edo State, my party should be a party people should emulate. Other parties should emulate because it's a very big party, national party. Even though we are opposition now, of course, it is what caused it, the whole nation knows. So what we are saying is getting this power back. We must, as I was saying,
and that's my next question to you.
Eminent personalities.
Yes. With all of the issues you have mentioned and appealing to your party to work in the direction of looking at Edo Central, how prepared is your party to actually, take power back as it is? It's now in the opposition, and we also understand the power of incumbency. There are those who have said that the opposition is actually contesting against the incumbent governor as against just the person or the candidate of the PDP.
Yes, thank you very much. Incumbency will not work here. The time of 4+4, when the governor was coming back, everything worked in his favor. The victim syndrome was there. But now people, they have the buyer's remorse. People are regretting, and they have seen that they made mistake. That is not to say the man does not have his own aspects of governance where he has done well in education, maybe in sports, and a man's virtue is not complete. But generally, in a good government, well-governed state, poverty is something of a shame. When you go to Edo State today, you know that it's yearning for a governor that will do the right thing and develop the state optimally. Optimally, a state where the capital, you will not see any pothole, let alone gully. I'm not talking of federal roads now. The capital of the state, like Benin City, you will not see pothole, let alone gully. So APC is prepared, and we will take the state back. That is the truth of the matter. And the people of Edo State know that as a fact. So, as I was saying, Edo Central parades people that are prepared, loved by the people. I listed them. There's one also, a current senator representing Edo Central people. He is the only one that has changed the narrative. Before now, Edo Central belongs to PDP. No senator has ever come from Edo Central belong to APC. He is the first person and is loved by the people. He is even an alternate government. He does things that government will do, and people believe that being in the Senate makes him a big man dressed in a little brief authority, that he ought to control the 3 senatorial districts because he's from Edo Central too, because he has capacity. Others have capacity. They are all in Edo Central. So why must we say, because the narrative that has been going on, that conversation that they are small, little, but I fought it. If they are little, then take Edo Central out of Edo State. Will Edo State still be complete? And if you say they are little, that is more dangerous because on election day, when polls come, they can use their ballot to show the magnitude of their littleness. That's why it is risky to say that they are little. And a little man is powerful in democracy. To underscore the importance of the little man, the former British Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, the man who hated and loved democracy, had this to say. He said, at the base of all the attributes given to democracy is the little man. So I enjoin our party and all other members of APC to toe this line. It may be a difficult road to take, and as I've said, it is the only road.
Okay, that's a fine place to leave the conversation. Edo South APC chieftain and a former House of Assembly member, Honorable Paul Ohombamu, thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Amen.